So Aria, what's on today's Palen Pedal Pickin challenge?
JFX, Astral Destiny, and BeeBaa!
The BeeBaa, I love it. Have you ever looked at all the gear musicians use and wonder, how does it all work? My name's Dustin, and my family and I are setting out on a quest to inspire both adult and kid musicians to create new sounds together and learn all about what it takes to produce great music. We'd like to invite you along on the journey as we explore the gear professional studios, musicians, and hobbyists use to create their art. We'll take a close-up look at the gear and ask,
What's this button do?
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of What's This Button Do? I'm your host, Dustin, and this week's Palen Pedal Pickin challenge is going to be a doozy. I pointed to a couple drawers and told Aria she could dig through, and she picked out a new chorus pedal by JFX, a old BeeBaa fuzz that's one of my favorite fuzz pedals of all time, and an Earthquaker Devices Astral Destiny. But as you know, part of the Palen Pedal Pickin challenge, and for those who haven't been a part of this yet, what I do is I let my daughter pick out 3 of my pedals, and then she gets to pick the order that we put them in, and I have to turn all 3 of them on and try to make them sound good together. This is an exercise I use to create new sounds and come up with new ideas, and I encourage you to do the same. We'll talk some more about that a little bit later. But today, she really threw me for a loop because she put the BeeBaa fuzz as the last pedal in the chain. So today we're going to have to use a chorus pedal into a spatial shoegaze kind of delay reverb unit, really reverb more than anything, and then into a fuzz treble booster. So this is going to be perhaps the biggest challenge that I've ever had. Also one of the weirdest challenges. So we'll see if we can make this sound good. I make no promises. I have not recorded the sounds yet, so you're going to be learning this at the same time I do. So Lord help us all. So what we're going to do first before we start that, I know most of you are familiar with the old BeeBaa fuzz. That's an old classic Roland kind of pre-boss fuzz that's been remade several times, but this is an old AF-100 from Roland, which was the original BeeBaa. And it's a really simple fuzz pedal. It just has a treble boost circuit onto it, and then a volume knob, a sustain knob, and a tone knob. That's it. Nothing too fancy. But a couple switches, and we'll talk about those when we get into the pedal. But most of you have heard of that. And then Earthquaker Devices, of course, I think everybody knows them by now. They are known for making some of the coolest delays and reverbs out there. The Astral Destiny is from a few years ago. They made this reverb pedal that's perfect for shoegaze and creates these just beautiful astral elements, and we'll go deep dive into that in a second. But a lot of you may not know who JFX is. And this is a company that's started by Jordan Fresca, and he really is a huge super fan of John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And his real claim to fame came from a pedal called the Empyrean. And what this pedal does is it essentially combines 5 of the best sounds that John Frusciante uses in the Mossrite fuzz, the Big Muff Pie that he uses, the drive pedal that he uses, and then the preamp that he uses to create like one super pedal. This is one of the most killer pedals of all time. I love this, and especially if you need a flyboard or you're traveling and you just only have room for a couple pedals, this might be one of the best drive circuit pedals to give you every sound you could possibly want in a pedal board ever. Unfortunately, Aria did not pick this, but she did pick an amazing pedal that he made based on the old Boss CE1 chorus. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But I wanted you to have a little background information about JFX because I want you to go check them out. I'm going to put a link to their website down below here. I don't see these pedals come up enough, but I honestly believe the drive pedal is one of the best drive pedals. And this chorus pedal, I love choruses. I love vibratos. We've talked about them on the show before. But I truly believe this might be one of the best chorus pedals that I've ever heard. It's almost a cross between a chorus and a univibe, just absolutely gorgeous. So I want to play it for you. We're going to hop over to the board. I'm going to walk you through each of the 3 pedals like we normally do, and then we're going to turn them all on and see if I can make them sound somewhat good. I apologize for any noises that come from this. I really don't know what this is going to sound like. So let's go dive in and see what happens. Okay, today we are going to be using our Grez Mendocino. Now this thing is an absolute monster. This is not the baritone, this is just the normal Mendocino, redwood top. It's got Lawler foil pickups in there. And then the other thing that's kind of cool, and let me real quick, I'm gonna unmute this. It's also got a piezo built into the bridge right here. So this little knob controls the blend. So at full blend, you can hear there's these little piezo magnets back here in the bridge. If I go all the way back, then you barely hear those, you're just hearing the sound of the pickup itself. But if I blend them together, what happens if I'm all the way on the piezo, and then the more I roll in the electric pickups, you can really hear that. And what's fun is if you play behind the neck and you've got the piezo on, you can really hear that. Gives you a really cool kind of sound to it. So fun guitar. We're going to have a lot of fun with this, but we're going to jump right into the pedals. I want to start off with the JFX JF1 chorus. Now this is based on the old Boss CE1 chorus, and it's a really, really simple pedal. You basically have two settings. You've got chorus and vibrato, and then you have a little preamp boost built into here. And I'm going to show you what that sounds like. So first of all, turn these up. You hear just really, really lush vibrato. Kind of sounds like an old Univibe. And if you go to low, it's very quiet. I like to just keep it up on the high mode. Really, really fun. And then like we've talked about before, with most vibratos, you can dial them back a little bit so it just adds a little motion to your playing. Kind of makes it sound like you're moving your fingers. But you can do it with chords. Just to add a little more motion to your music, give you a little bit better feel to it. But it's also got a chorus mode, and to engage that, you just click on the pedal again, and it's controlled by this, and you can control your rate of the chorus. So you can make a nice slow chord. Just a real beautiful kind of 80s chorus. And we can increase it a little bit there. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous sound. Love that chorus. But that's not the secret sauce of this pedal. The secret sauce of this pedal lies right here. Now this does not have a button on it. This is always on. But what you'll see is I've got a little looper down here that this loops in. When I'm playing a chord, if I shut off the loop, turn it back on, you can tell we're pretty much at unity gain there. I'm going to need to turn it down just a little. There you go. Yeah, you can barely tell the difference. But this little knob right here, if I take it down, it actually makes it quieter. So you can use it to bring the volume down. If you've played a solo and you want to come back down, you can lower the volume down here. Or what I like to do is when I'm ready to kick it on, I like to boost up a little bit. Listen to how much gain is on tap on this. All the way. And then all the way back. Now, this was so popular, if you go to JFX's website right now, you can buy just this section of the pedal. It's just a little tiny orange box, because that preamp by itself, that's worth the cost of admission. That is one of the best preamps just for a good boost to push your amp to that next level and give you that drive. Freaking amazing. Like, they nailed this. The only negative with it being in the JF1 is you can't turn it off. So it's a set it there. The only way to turn it off is to put it into the loop of a looper and then kill the looper. That way you can take it out of the circuit. So we're going to leave that off for right now. We'll just kind of mess with this as we go. Let's jump over to the Astral Destiny from Earthquaker Devices. Now, this is a wild machine. So this is kind of, like I said, their shoegaze pedal. Very simple controls. You've got presets that you can save in there. You've got your length of time, where you can really just take those little artifacts and just make them hover out there in the ethereal to create this cool just pad for you to play over the top of in any kind of cool shoegazy feel. And then they have multiple settings, so I'll just kind of flip through them all and let you see what they sound like. We'll turn the mix up so you can really appreciate it and the depth. And then they have shimmer. And the rate can really change the sound of this. I love that one. If you have the rate too high, you can hear it creates kind of a warble. So I like to operate with the rate a little lower on these and the depth higher. And then the sub octaves. I love that sub shimmer, especially if you're using a baritone, because you get a nice thick bassy sound. But it's so, even on a regular guitar like this, you can really hear that bass shine. And then ascend. This one's interesting because it kind of climbs. This is one that you kind of want the length back a little. Something like that. Otherwise, it can get too overpowering. Then descends the exact. You can hear it kind of dropping down that hill. A little crazy, but Cosmos is my second favorite effect. I love this. And I'll show you where I set it up at. I usually go here, higher depth, a little bit longer length. And you can bring the rate completely down. And if you go full mix, hear how it blooms on that third note. Really gorgeous, but I think my favorite still has to be either shimmer or something. So let's start with shimmer. We'll go there. Now, last but not least, the BeeBaa. The BeeBaa is the weirdest crazy fuzz, but I love this fuzz so much. So to explain to you, this is a very weird pedal setup. So this is your on and off switch. So this actually turns the effect on. Warn you, gotta get a little loud here. But it is really, really cool because But the controls on this are pretty simple. You basically just got your boost in the back here. You've got your volume, your tone, and your sustain. I've got kind of everything cranked. I'll kind of turn it down just a little bit, but you don't need much there. But essentially, this is just this amazing fuzz. But if you click that button, it ceases to be a fuzz and becomes a treble booster. Totally different sound just from that one button. And then over here, you can actually select a different tone. And if you're in fuzz mode, you hear it's a little thicker. That's my favorite version. I like that thicker, fuzzier, hairier, kind of grittier fuzz. That's my favorite way to use this pedal. So, here's the hard part. I have got to run this into this, and that is going to be hard. So, let's start out. We're going to turn the vibrato on, I think. And I don't think we need a lot. And especially if we're using this. Beautiful. Let the vibrato do the rate. We're going to keep the rate of the shimmer down. Keep the depth up. That's so beautiful. I have an idea. Okay, prepare yourself. We're going to use the treble booster and see what happens. Okay, let's turn that volume down just a little. We don't need quite that much. Oh! Oh yeah. Okay, we're still getting a little muddy. Let's let a little of this shine here. I'm gonna boost up a little. Okay, I like that, but here's what we're gonna do. Turn the warble down just a little bit, turn our level up here, down here, and then we're gonna bring the depth back just a little bit, and maybe shorten the length. Let's see what that does to it. Okay, length a little bit less, and the mix just a little less. Let's try that. how that made those treble notes just stand out. That is so flippin' wicked. I think that's it. That is a cool tone. I cannot believe that actually worked. Okay, but in the spirit of this, I think the other thing we need to do is actually, that was the treble booster. That was cheating. Let's use the fuzz. This is going to get loud. I'm going to take us down to drop D. Prepare yourself. We're going to try some fuzziness. Lord help us. We're going to turn the mix down a little bit and see what we get. Okay, wait. One more time. Let's hear that without. Now we added the fuzz after the reverb. I think we did it. We fuzzed the reverb. Okay, that was absolutely insane. My ears are still ready for that BeeBaa fuzz. That thing is so thick and so heavy. And yeah, just I cannot believe having that little bit of reverb pushing into the fuzz like that is crazy. Works. Definitely not something I would do all the time. I would definitely go more for a stick your reverbs after the fuzz. But I can see, like, when you're doing some saturation stuff and trying to really fill it in and create this wall of sound, it works. Like, it really does work. But I think in playing with these, the thing that I appreciated the most was that just in the little initial demo, the JFX messing around with that boost on there. Man, that is such a good clean boost and can really get into that drive rock territory when you get to about 1 or 2 o'clock. That thing is fantastic. I am so impressed with what Jordan's done there. That's just killer. So, yeah, mind-blowing. And, of course, the shimmer mode on the Astral Destiny. I love that sound. I think it's just gorgeous, and especially if you play with that rate and get those little particles to kind of sound that extra chimey, smooth, kind of weird alien noise. It's fun. It's fun. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, completely getting out of the comfort zone. I want to encourage you, do this at home. Have fun with this. Explore different sounds with your pedals you've never tried. And the easiest way to do that is pick 3 out, have a friend, a family member, a kiddo, pick a few out and let them choose the order for it. Slap them down and just see what sounds you can make. If you find some cool sounds or you just experiment with that, please shoot a little video of it. It doesn't have to be high quality or anything. We'd love to hear what you're doing at home. All you need to do is just post it on any social media, tag me. I'll put my link down here. It's What's This Button Do Dustin on Instagram, or tag Palen Music on any of the socials. And more importantly, use the hashtag Palen Pedal Pickin Challenge, and we'll be watching those hashtags for when they come up. So we'd love to share some of your experiences as well as we go through this. So we'll be doing a little compilation episode later of people's favorite sounds that they've found doing this. So hope you found that interesting, and I hope you have some fun with the Palen Pedal Pickin Challenge at home. Next week, we're going to be experimenting with a few new pedals, and we are going to be going live. We're going to be doing a little filming in the Kansas City store of some new pedals that are coming out, maybe a couple of new amps too, so we'll have lots to talk about in the coming weeks. Maybe even a few surprises, so we'll see. So I can't wait to see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care and have a good one.